When I truly stepped into God's calling for my life and I started posting more about God and Christianity and just about my faith in general, I started getting more and more questions about Him. And honestly, I did not have all the answers. And I still don't. But apologetics isn't about knowing everything. It's about understanding and learning what our faith is. What is Christianity? Why are we defending it? Why are we even believing in it? But it's also to prepare us as Christians, as believers, to answer those hard hitting questions with truth and grace. So, what is apologetics? What does it mean? But it comes from the Greek word apologi, which means a defense. I might have said that wrong. I'm so sorry. But apologetics isn't about winning an argument. It's not about arguing and it's not about proving a point or trying to prove someone wrong. It's about sharing the truth in a way that helps someone see who Jesus really is, who God is. And it also, if someone has questions about God, apologetics helps us as believers answer those questions with wisdom, patience, and love. In apologetics, if you take a class or even if you're watching these videos, you will gain a lot of knowledge. Like, you will be overwhelmed with knowledge that honestly, like, you wouldn't even know what to do with it. Because when I was learning, it was just like, it's so amazing. Like, I was learning stuff about my own faith and my own belief that I didn't even know. And yes, I'm young and yes, I'm still learning, and I don't know it all, like, guys. I promise you, I probably forgot like a quarter of the stuff that I learned in my class. And that's okay because I'll probably relearn it in the future because that's just how God works. But it's not about showing off your knowledge to someone. It's not about being prideful or arrogant or thinking you know it all. We as believers are called to live our lives just as Jesus did. So when we are answering those questions or we might be even arguing against, I wouldn't say arguing, I would say having a conversation with a skeptic or a critic, someone who goes against what you believe. We have to, even in those situations, we have to be gently leading them to the truth. We may be speaking the truth, which is God, and sometimes they don't want to listen, and that's okay. We can't win everybody, but it also isn't our job to win somebody over. It's the Holy Spirit's job. We just plant the seed and we just answer those questions with the truth that we know, the truth that this truth, the word. So, winning an argument doesn't matter if we lose the person in the process. We don't want to be the reason that someone walks away from the faith. Because there are new Christians or there's new believers and they have doubts, and that's okay. But we can't be the reason they walk away. We have to be respectful. We have to be gentle when it comes to answering their questions, because sometimes, especially when you're like on fire for God, we can come off a little too hard on them and we might pressure them. But we have to be careful with how we say things, our tone, what we say, because the goal of apologetics is not to defeat people in the argument, but it's to lead them to Christ. That's the main goal that God has called us to do, is spread the good news. And with apologetics, it is different from evangelism because apologetics answers the questions. It helps people with their doubts. So we have to make sure that we lead them to Christ and we win the person over rather than the argument. There is I guess, two verses that we as apologists live by that we learned right from the start, which is First Peter 3, verse 15 through 16. Instead, you must worship Christ as Lord of your life. And if someone asks about your hope as a believer, always be ready to explain it. but do this in a gentle and respectful way. Keep your conscience clear. Then, if people speak against you, they will be ashamed when they see what a good life you live because you belong to Christ. I want to break it down for you. The first part is be prepared. Always be prepared to give an answer because as Christians, we should always be ready to explain why we believe in Jesus, why we believe in God the Father. And there may be a personal experience for you, that may be reasons like that, scientific facts that point to God's existence. But this doesn't mean we need to know everything. But we should be able to share our faith in confidence. Part two, which is do it with gentleness and respect. Apologetics isn't about arguing, proving someone wrong. It's about loving people enough to answer their questions with kindness. And I know I keep repeating myself about the gentleness and respect and the kindness, but I'm so serious because when you can get caught up with the arguing part. You can get up as our human flesh, we can get caught up with trying to win the argument, trying to be right. We in our hearts already know who the Lord is. We as believers should know who Jesus is. So please don't get caught up in the argument and trying to win because we have already won. Jesus already defeated Satan. And spoiler alert, in the future, we win too. So please be careful when it comes to arguing, especially with someone who doesn't believe what you believe. It can become very dangerous. So I will continue to repeat to be gentle, to be respectful, to be kind with your words when you're trying to help, when you're trying to answer those questions, or even when you're trying to tell them the truth. Which leads me to step three, which is keep a clear conscience. Our actions should reflect Christ. If we defend our faith but don't act on our faith, we literally miss the whole point. We literally contradict ourselves. Because just as it says, they will be ashamed when they see what a good life you live because you belong to Christ. So make sure you have a clear conscience. Make sure you're living your life for God. So you can prove to others, not even with your words, by your actions, who you are because you know who you belong to. So I'm going to give a little context clues, but when Peter wrote this, Christians were facing prosecution. Many were being questioned about their faith and they were dying for it. That should say something. But Peter encouraged them to respond with wisdom and grace instead of fear or anger. Because responding with fear and anger shows that we're allowing our human flesh to win. We're allowing the devil to win. But we can't let that happen. No matter what, we have to control ourselves. We have to ask God for his control because sometimes we can't do it by ourselves. We need God. So when you're in situations where you feel that anger coming on, or you're even scared to answer because you might not know the answer from the top of your head, but you just pray. Ask God to give you the words to speak. Ask the Holy Spirit to just just to use my words to speak because we can't do it our own. And we might forget or we might not know the answer, and that's okay. You if it's someone you know, you can say, just let me get back to you. I'm just gonna do research on it. But if you don't know the answer, don't speak lies. Don't just assume, because that will not be good for their faith. That won't be good for your faith. That won't be good to God. But this verse reminds us that apologetics isn't about just knowledge. It's about our attitude. We defend our faith not to win arguments, but to win people to Christ. I will keep repeating it. We are to win people. We are supposed to populate heaven. That's why it's so important to approach apologetics with humility and love. Some people might challenge your beliefs. but others might genuinely be searching for answers. So, no matter whether it's either or, still show them respect and kindness. Because when we speak with respect and gentleness and kindness, we can help them see the truth. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is the first episode. What is apologetics? So please stick around for the rest of the series. I'm not sure how many there are going to be. There's just, I got my big notebook here full of just so much information for you guys that I took in my class, and I just cannot wait to share with you guys. So please stay tuned for my other episodes coming up. I'm not sure how long the series is going to be, but I will pray and I hope you guys stick around. And yeah, if you have any questions that you wanted to ask me, please put them in the comments. Please like and subscribe, guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.